Hello, Dawn here with Art Spark Wednesday, and normally I work in my art journal, which looks like this. This is my old art journal, and I was going through some stuff, and I made this owl, and I thought he was really cute, so I figured maybe I would put him on a canvas or something. And as I was going through my canvases, I remembered that my mom got me these round, what is it? It's like a piece of MDF or something that's coated in white, and I believe she said that cake goes on here, like you would put your cake on this and then stack your cake like wedding cake and stuff, so that's what these are for. But I want to try to make it into a canvas, and to do that I have a piece of tissue paper that I tore, just stuck it over the edge just like that, and then just like, now it won't stay, but just ripped it off like that. Which was mostly due to the fact that the piece of tissue paper that I have wasn't big enough to cover my entire circle, so I figured if it was kind of uneven all the way around, then it would disguise that fact. And I just didn't want any really straight, perfect edges. So that's what we have here, and I'm just going to use some Collage Podge, Mod Podge, whatever you want to use to stick that down. Okay, I think we're dry enough, and I have a handful of paints here. I've got some yellow and a purpley pink color, turquoise, and some gesso. And I'm going to just take a palette knife, this one is good, and I'm going to squirt some paint on here, and I think I'm going to start with the gesso, just because I want to. Is that in there? Let's move this over a little. Just want to get this in there. Probably I should have done it closer to the edge, but it's, yeah, it's right there. Okay. Alright, so you're going to dip the palette knife in and rake it across. Okay, so there we have that, and then I'm going to put some texture on it as well. And I have a text stamp. I have some backing from some tape. I got bubble wrap. And I think this will do. And then an alphabet stamp. So let me grab a stamp pad. And this is Stays On ink, which is permanent, so that if I get it wet or do anything over it, it's not going to run. And what I'm going to do is just mush my which you can't see, but I'm just going to mush my stamp in there and then stick it on. And I'm not pressing the whole thing, I just want pieces and parts of it kind of randomly on there. So there's that. And I got, move over palette, you're in the way. Okay, so then I have my text stamp, and I just kind of get parts of it and then twist it on and in places and call it good. I think that's enough black. So then I want to go in with a little bit of my gesso here, rub it on my bubble wrap, and do the same thing. Just like that. Just kind of randomly put some on there. Okay, and then also with this stuff, the holes are smaller, so you get a little bit of a difference. And I'm just going to go over that with my finger again. Just like that. And then you get little dots. These are kind of messy. I usually use a paintbrush, but you get the idea. Or maybe it's dabbing. Yeah, so there you see. Very simple. And again, I'm going to dry this and then I will be right back. Okay, so I have a new blob of paint on my palette, and then I'm going to add an equal part-ish to my paint. And I'll dry my brush a little bit and then mix them. And that's glazing medium. And it is for increases flow and leveling, dries quickly for fast layering, gloss finish. If you use a lot of it, it'll lighten colors until it's dry. You can mix it with any acrylic color. Creates clear, brilliant glazes, adds transparency. So that's what I want. Perfectamundo. Okay, so I'm hoping that this is dry. And then I'm just going to sweep this over the whole thing. I'm going to try to move quickly because it dries kind of fast, being acrylic paint and all. Mush it on. Okay. I think I found a spot of gesso that wasn't dry. Okay, and then what I want to do, sorry for the crinkly of the wrapper here, I'll grab a couple out, a couple baby wipes. I don't know how long to let it dry, but I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to wipe some off so that some of that background color comes off, or comes through like this. It's pretty cool, actually. I think if you keep getting a clean part of your baby wipe and you continue to wipe this, the cleaner it will be. This is some of those areas at the edges that I put the paint on. I'll take that off because I want it to come through a little bit. But it has pushed that stamp layer more into the background. It doesn't look like it's just sitting on it. It looks like it's kind of embedded in there, which is what I wanted. And then I want that to dry, and I want some of the bright white of my stuff to come back through. So I'm going to add a little bit more bubble wrappy, and mostly it's just one. I pulled out some ink pads, and my handy dandy homemade blending tools. And I've got some papers that I want to make my owl out of, and this I think will be the tree branch. I've got some scraps of different color green paper that will be the leaves for to go on the branch. That'll be the beak, the wings, the belly, and the body. And this paper my friend Jeannie sent me a way long time ago, but I love it because it makes great bird eyes. So here's our remember what it looks like. This is what I'm going for. So I'm just going to pull that out and cut out around it, make my circles. Now once they're cut out, and it's probably, you know, I'm pretty sure it's not just me, but when I cut something out that's a circle, it's like this instead of a circle. Very uneven. So I have this distress tool, and I'm just going to go around the edges. Alright, so all those little paper bob, Madealy bob thingy-majiggers are gone. And then I got Vintage Photo Distress ink that I'm just going to go right around the edges of my eyeballs with. I'm just going to draw some like wonky lines that are not straight at all, right around the edges, just to, cause I feel like it. Hopefully that's not too far away from the camera to see. I know sometimes I don't zoom in very well, but hopefully you get that. Here's what I did. Just some random circles. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of use this whole length, and then that's how I want it to be. And then I'm just gonna grab my scissors again, maybe big scissors, and just cut out on that line. Not even having to be perfect. It doesn't matter. It does the same thing. It's just tearing up the edge of your paper, basically. I don't even know if I did that with the other one, but I really like the way that it looks. So, the back of this paper. Oh, that's cute too. We could go all dots. Alright, I'm going to trace this onto the back side of my other piece of paper. And then I'm going to draw a piece that is just about like a ½ inch to an inch smaller. It's in the belly piece, and cut that out as well. I mean, fancy. Okay, so that is perfect. Perfect. And then I'm going to distress that as well. And brown. Alright. So there we go with that. And then our eyeballs again. And then I need a little piece of this. I don't think I want any of the red in it. It might look like a bloody beak, and I don't want a bloody beak. I'm not sure how much of this I need. It's probably way too big. That works. And on this one, I think I'll just distress everyone. Okay, and then I have a yellow Stampin' Up! Pad. Use my yellow Uchimababa here. I don't have an orange one, and I really wish I did. Maybe I'll just use paint. Just need a little bit on there. I'm just going to dab my finger into the paint. I don't know if you can hear that lawnmower, but if you do, I apologize. Which are very easy, mostly, I hope. Well, I want them to be right about there, so I want it to that might be too big. Let me just try this half moon shape here. There we go. And then I'll just flip it over and do one on the other side. And maybe move it over here. Try to conserve paper sometimes. They don't have to be exact. You can cut them each out separate and have them be different, and it'll be still really cute. It's one of those, don't think about it, just do it. Just do it. Okay. And there we have wings. Little paper boogers off the table. And then again, I'm going to go around everything with my pen with the scratchy. Maybe I'll put that back because I'm writing everywhere. Just with the scratchy lines. Just like that. And you can go over those as many times or as few times or not at all, however you want to do it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so you can see a little bit better. Hopefully that's still in focus. But I'm going to do the same thing on the belly here. Let me turn this over. Am I in there? No. Good thing I looked. Okay, so here's our paper. And then I'm just going right around that tummy. Over and over. You can add little X's, O's, squigglies, whatever you want to do, it's fine. You can even write a word with love. And actually, I'll do that here too, and I'll put create. This is for my bird branch. So what I'm going to do is just draw a simple line. How big do I want this? I'm going to do this, cut it out. And I might also need to look for a piece that is bigger than 6 by 6 because my canvas is bigger than the paper. So, but what I'm going to try to do is put a branch there. And then if I start this branch right where I left off, that looks pretty good, I think. That'll be a good branch. Alright, I'm going to leave him on there, and then I'm going to get my green paper out. Scoot everything else aside. Move over, boys. I'm just going to cut out like kind of eyeball looking shapes like okay. We got our branch. Looks pretty cute. Then we got our bird here. And I'm going to start out with applying things to him. Do I want to use that medium? Yeah, I might as well. Let me move that for a second. Okay, and then grab this back. I want to put his feet on. So we have big toes. Yeah, that would be cute. Alright, and I'm just gonna, I know I'm kind of mumbling here, I'm sorry. Trying to keep talking to myself and have to remember that, hello, you're not talking to yourself anymore. Well, I kind of am. And stick them on there like that. Alright, and then I'm going to add his belly. That. And I think instead of the paper, I'll put it on my non-stick mat just in case. This is another instance where putting it on the board makes you see how big he is. I'm going to put some right at the edge of the wing. I'm not sure. That looks good. I like it there. And then just do the other side the same way. A little bit here. I need to slide them over a little. Alright, I realized that I forgot to add some writing or lines on the beak. And little feet. So now I just need to figure out a quote or a word to put on here. And then I think I'll be done. He's pretty cute. I'm going to take this pen and go around the edges. And then I have a painty pen that's smaller. Just like that. Hoot. Alrighty, and then I'll be right back as soon as I find a quote or a word to put on here. Okay, so I decided to print it backwards on a transparency, and I'm going to rub it on here and see what it looks like. Oh, please let it work. Ink. Well, maybe I can paint white. I'm just mixing up some paint and some water. Get inky. Let's see if I can paint this. There we go. Let me put this. There we go. Love who you are. That's it. That's all I got for today. Hi, kitty. Thanks for watching. Bye.